So Steve.
George McRae says there is something special about Point St. Charles. While others have moved away over the years, George is still there in the neighborhood where he was born. He's keeping track of the new point, but always with one foot firmly planted in the past. If it's about Point St. Charles today or yesterday, George McRae knows about it, and it's on his website.
It's a lot of work, but I enjoy it.
George has been at it for 10 years now. It all comes together through his efforts and those of his lifelong friend, Wes Dryden.
Did you get anything in the mail?
There are 4,000 pictures of life in the point, but old ones keep turning up and people send them in. Wes is in charge of that. It looks like you enjoy this every bit as much as George.
Well, that's all I got to do.
George and Wes get a lot of feedback, and that encourages them to keep going. Every day they hear from people scattered all over the world.
Saudi Arabia, every day coming in. Hawaii, families that are moved and bought property, and Americans now in Hawaii.
But George decided to stay because there's just something about the point.
In my day, most of us were poor down here, but it produced some of the greatest sports figures. 422 Magdalen or St. Madeleine is where I grew up, but it looked a lot different in those days, Brian.
The late Rangers and Canadians goalie Gump Worsley lived just a few streets away.
Across the street at 417 is where the Evanchins, Terry Evanchin, Hall of Famer for football, on St. Madeleine Street in 1952, you see.
On the website, there's a little bit of everything.
That's 1956 at St. Gabriel's Church. I try to keep up to events that are happening when we try to save St. Gabriel's School. That was a full-time thing. This is a 7-day thing with me. This is
Every week, George puts up the menu for the Grace Church Dining Room on Fortune Street. Great meals for a $3 donation. George recommends Heather Williamson's spaghetti, but he also loves the atmosphere.
Well, sometimes I've taken pictures, yes. It's just a chat. I mean,
there have been a lot of changes on the point over the years, a lot of home renovations, and new people have moved in, but it's still Point St. Charles.
I think it's hard to explain about Point St. Charles. You can meet someone you haven't met, they're out west, you're on the train, you're in the plane. I'm from the point. Right away, there's a bond.
It is that bond that keeps the Point.ca going. 600 hits a day from Saudi Arabia and Hawaii, and so many other locations around the world.
He was a fireman, I believe, and he died.
Time and distance can't so easily erase the memories of growing up in the point. Now, if you know an interesting character we could profile on Life with Brian, you can email us at lifewithbrian@ctv.ca.
And now, Postscript.
Unclear about Canadian nuclear technology? The fact is, it already makes up 51% of Ontario's energy mix and has safely been with us for over 40 years. Nuclear energy is reliable and affordable,